Hi friends, we're going to be working on lesson 1.7 today, and today we're talking a lot about rounding. Now, in your book on lesson 1.7 and your problem set, it's going to have the full page. I'm going to work by just a few problems, and you can follow along with me. So what it says in the directions up top is round to the nearest thousand using the number line to model your thinking. Now, I personally love these vertical number lines because when we tell you to round up or round down, we can actually see you rounding up or rounding down now. Before, it wasn't the case. So we're going to be rounding to the nearest thousands place. So I'm going to go and underline that. Now, I'm also going to circle this 7 because, well, maybe you guys can still see. It still makes it a little bit easier. So we know that 6,700 is in between 6,000 and 7,000, just like it would be on a number line. Now, this one that's in the middle is what I'm going to put at the exact middle, because that would be 6,500. That's exactly in between 6,000 and 7,000. We also know that if you use 5 or more when it's the one next door, that you round up. So the good thing about this is that now I can see that 6,700 would be located above that 5 on this number line that's going vertically. So we know that you're automatically going to round up to 7,000. Okay, so now your next one, we're still rounding to the thousands place. Now, we should know that because it goes 1, 10, 100, thousands, but it's going to start trying to trick you. So we need to know what 2,000, 16,401 is between. We know that the lowest it's going to go is 16,000. And the highest is going to be 17,000 because it's the next highest thousand. Now here it's again going to be in the middle, the thing that's in between the two. So 16,500. Now I'm going to go in and again place our actual number, which is 16,401. With that, it's below the 500, so we know we're going to round down to 16,000. Okay, and my last one I'm going to show you for your rounding model number line. This has even more numbers that we have to go through. So we're still going to go 1, 10, hundreds, thousands. I'm going to underline that because, again, that's what we're going to round to. So everything ahead of that still stays the same. So we need to know which thousands place these are between. Well, these get tricky because they're 9s. So I'm still going to go to the one lowest. So it's going to be 390,000. Now, because it's a 9, then and a 9 here, you actually have to go all the way over, and your next highest number is going to be 400,000. You're still rounding to that thousands place, but it just rounds up to a 0, which makes that a 0, which makes that a 4. So the number that's in between these two numbers is going to be 395,000. And with that, I'm going to place again my number. So 399, 499. Okay, so I know that 399 is going to be like way up here. So 399,499. And with that, we know our number for sure. I messed up. And this is why you're careful. Because you know what Ms. Erickson did is she rounded to the nearest tens, hundreds. So the number down here is going to be 399,000. That is showing you that that's in the nearest thousands place. Now up here, it is still going to be 400,000. And this number here is going to be 399,500. See, what I did is I rounded to the nearest 10 hundreds or 10,000s, and that's where my mistake was. So it goes to show you that teachers still make mistakes, that we can still learn from them. Now, the actual number is 399,499. Now, if you are underlining this and you're seeing that this 4 is going to be right below that, we know we're actually rounding down. So your answer is going to be 399,000. Okay, and I'm going to do word problem number 2, and that way I can kind of talk you through this one, and we'll see if you can solve number 3 for me. A pilot wanted to know about how many kilometers he flew on his last 3 flights. From New York City to London, he flew about 5,572 kilometers. Then from London to Beijing, he flew about 8,147 kilometers. And finally, he flew 10,996 kilometers from Beijing to back to New York City. We're going to round each number to the nearest 1,000, and then find the sum of the rounded numbers to estimate about how many kilometers the pilot flew. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on here. So first of all, I'm going to take these numbers, I'm going to write them off to the side because I know I'm going to have to round them. Now I'm rounding each of them to the thousands place. So these fancy little lines are basically just telling you what it's rounded to once you have rounded it. So it's like saying it's about this much. So if I see this 8, I'm going to look over to the 1. If I'm rounding it, it's going to say rounded down. So rounded to the nearest 1,000, that's 8,000. I have a 0, but I look over and that 9 is going to round it up. So I have 11,000. And I have a 5. I look over here. This 5 tells me I'm going up, so it's going to be 6,000. So we rounded each of them to the nearest 1,000, so that's check, that's done. I have 3 different flights that I'm doing, that's done. And I'm going to find the sum of the rounded numbers to estimate how many kilometers the pilot flew. Okay, so the sum tells me I'm going to add these numbers up. And I'm lining up my zeros, that way I don't get them all wonky and confused. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. I'm going to carry that 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So what this is saying is that this pilot flew about 25,000 miles. So I'm going to write that answer out just below. Ooh, my stuff needs calibrated. Anyway, what it would say is the pilot flew about 25,000 miles because it still is being estimated. On your own, you're going to finish 1 point B, 1 point D, 1 point F, and 3 in your problem set before you can move on to your other assignments. Thanks, friends.